first thing is to prepare your breathing. How fast you breathe in is going to affect the starting notes. How you breathe is how you sound. The next thing is phrasing. There is a conflict between point 1 and point 2. So it took me a while to understand actually there is no conflict between the way you count and how you want the music to flow. Hello everyone, welcome back to Panofka practice routine. Today we are going to talk about Panofka Opus 85 number 8. Okay, so there are 4 main points in this exercise which I'm going to share with you how I sang, how I practiced this vocal exercise. The first thing is to prepare your breathing. I set this music at 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first bar is actually triplets. So what we need to do is pa, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have to breathe in that quaver speed. And 1, 2, ta, 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 pa, 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 pa. How fast you breathe in is going to affect the starting notes. How you breathe is how you sound. The next thing is phrasing. Okay, here is a little bit conflicting with what we have mentioned before. We have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, ta 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 ta. That is our basic. But when we start singing, we cannot, I do not suggest, and that's not how I practice. If we sing da 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 da, we will lose the sense of flow. What is flow? This is how it's going to sound like. But it is also up to you how you want to create the effect and what you want your audience to hear. It is you as the artist to create the sound that you want. There is no like fixed suggestion. Before this, I actually mentioned that there is a conflict between point 1 and point 2. So it took me a while to understand actually there is no conflict between the way you count and how you want the music to flow. It is conflicting is because when we do the subdivision, 1, 2, 3, 4, ta 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 ta, and we will bring this habit to sing our melody. Da 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 da. With this counting, 1 da 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 da, we can base on this to create the flow without that bumpiness and more fluency, more legato. These 2 points are the foundation for vocal practice, your vocal technique, in my opinion, because it really took me quite a while, I mean years, to understand this concept. And as I practice, then I am clearer that actually this is possible to do, because at the very beginning, when I still cannot understand physically, I cannot understand because I cannot produce that sound. I can either count and I lost my flow, or I have the flow but I lose my counting. That means I am either too quick of the tempo or behind the tempo. So as I master my skills, I'm still working on it. So slowly I notice actually with that counting, we can create fluency. The next point I want to introduce to you is the energy of a phrase. And I want to introduce you this song by Carpenters. It's called I Need to Be in Love. If you listen to the singers, she is letting the musical phrase unfold itself. And I am also going to share with you a masterclass that I found on YouTube, and the Canadian singer, I'm going to share the link with you. Check out the description later. He shared about how to unfold the vocal. And please look at the video. He did a very well explanation, and Carpenter actually also uses that concept to sing. So that concept is, in a musical phrase, not all song, not all melody is that way, but in this exercise, it is suitable to use that way, which is the first section. Okay, I know the video is a bit reversed. So the first part is heavy. As it goes behind, the energy slowly fades away, and then you have a sense of lighter. Okay, so I have to handle this concept very, very carefully, because many years ago I overdo it. How I did was I sang louder at the beginning, and then I fade off at the end of the phrase. So this actually creates the problem that I lost my tone, I lost my tempo, because as we sing softer, we tend to slow down. And then as we become softer and we overdo it, we will lose our tone and the pitch. Sometimes we will get flat. It depends on different singers, but this is the common thing that happened to me. My understanding of unfold technique actually explained in this video in Red Couch Challenge. I'm going to demonstrate once again here. Let's say we only have one note. If we use the unfold technique, it's going to sound like this. If we push also a very overused word, misleading words. Instead of using the word push, I'm going to use not unfold. It's going to sound. There is tension there if you use the fold technique, and if you use the unfold technique, it will be more gentle. The sound sounds more gentle, not soft, but gentle, okay? And then you can pair it with vibrato. It will sound. Okay? The reason of using the unfold technique is that we provide enough volume. At the same time, we sound like we fade off. That's why I said in the beginning, I overdo it. I sang it too soft, and I lost all the elements that is important to give the beauty of vocal. If you don't understand the concept, you try to separate this, break this down, and then you try to overdo it, right? If we overdo, then we can hear the effects, but sometimes we thought we did certain types of effect, but actually when we record, we don't hear anything actually. Try it yourself, experience yourself. That is my suggestion to you. Okay, unfold technique was an example using one note. So now we have so many notes, and I want to suggest you to go and watch how I wrote Vocalize. From that experience, I realized that the more notes you have in one bar or one beat, it gives you more energy because it is moving. So the more notes you have, the more energy you have. The less note you have, the less energy you have, because it's static. Let's say in bar 1 and bar 2, we have this. So we have moving, and then stop, and then start moving, and then stop, and then move, and stop, and move, and stop, and then move, and then slow down, and then stop. and then create the tension, the forte come in, okay? The concept is related to point number 3 about the unfold of the energy, the natural of the energy.